Welcome back to part 2 of my wonderful world of Chinese fountain pens. And today I will be looking at my Hongdian pens. And the first pen is the Hongdian N8, sometimes referred to as the Maple Leaf pen. A lot of Canadian pen enthusiasts like to think of this maple leaf design as representing Canada, of course. But in Chinese mythology, the maple leaf represents stability and strength. In Japanese mythology, it represents wisdom and longevity. But the N8 is just a beautiful, very good writing pen, very functional and well made. It has the beautiful gold maple leaf design on a metal cap with a maple leaf on the cap finial. And the barrel of the pen is this beautiful red resin. This is a cartridge converter pen. Just look at that beautiful red resin. I don't have that many red pens, so I really appreciate this one. And the cap comes off in 1 1¼ turns to reveal a matching red resin grip accented by gold rings. And we see a very nice engraved rose gold nib. It's a very pretty nib. This is a medium. And as I have already said, it is a very smooth writer. Look at the chatoyance in that resin. It's a very, very nice pen. And I will be doing a writing sample shortly with this. And I have the N8, the Hongdian N8 ink with the Diamine Red Dragon, which I feel is a perfect pairing for this pen. And the next pen I would like to talk about is the Hongdian 5010. Now, I don't have any background on this pen. It was a gift, and it is a fine nib, but is still a very good writer. It is a metal pen and has this vine-like tracery design on the barrel and the cap with Hongdian 5010 engraved on the cap band. It is a slip cap pen which comes off to reveal a metal grip and this very attractive small silver tone nib. It is a small pen, which takes a little bit of getting used to. But once I adapted my grip to suit the size of the pen, I found it to write very well. The pen does not post well at all due to the tracery design. I mean, I can push it on there pretty hard, and it does make the pen a better size to hold and write with. But if you shake it very much or move the pen around very much, the cap is just not very stable in the posted position. See how easily that just came, just comes off very easily. And I have this pen inked with J. Urban Kyanite du Nepal, which is, of course, my current favorite ink. I mentioned this in my previous Jinhao video, that I have about 5 or 6 pens inked with this. And in the light that I'm using today, you can see that shimmer so much better. That silver shimmer in this ink is just fabulous. And then my final Hongdian pen for today is also my newest, and it is the A6 skeleton pen. I've never really been interested in skeleton pens, but I just thought this one was very elegant. It has this really nice center band that's engraved and has this beading trim on both top and bottom. It is also engraved at the piston knob. This is a piston filler. The overlay, the silver overlay on this pen is also engraved, which makes it very sparkly, makes it catch the light. The resin underneath the overlay is blue. It comes in several different colors. And the pen has a silver arrow style or Parker style clip, which is stiff but usable. And the cap finial has this step down design with engraving around it, and a very nice dome finial, which is very attractive. And the cap comes off in one turn, which is fantastic, to reveal a silver engraved nib, which is one of the prettier Hongdian nibs. And it just finishes off the overall look of the pen just beautifully. And the grip, although metal, has these engraved rings around it, which keeps it from being slippery. And as you can see, the pen is a good length. Let's see if it posts. It does not post deeply at all. As a matter of fact, it posts on the piston knob, so you would not want to post this pen. But it sits comfortably in the hand without being posted. This was the overall look of this pen, uncapped, was what caused me to order it. I just thought it was a very elegant looking pen. I really like that engraved nib. And I also have this pen inked with the Kyanite du Nepal. I actually had meant to use my Diamine Jack Frost, and the night I inked the pen, I just forgot. So I will be trying the Jack Frost in this pen once I have used up the du Nepal ink. So now we will move on to a writing sample. And as in my previous video, I will be using the Everyday book from Galen Leather. The Everyday book features Tomoe River paper at 52 GSM. And my first writing sample will be with the Hongdian N8. A gorgeously smooth writing pen. Puts a lot of ink on the paper. The ink really flows well. It's very wet, a very wet writing pen, and a wet ink as well. And my next writing sample will be with the Hongdian A6. You can hear that the A6 has a little bit more feedback, or a good bit more feedback than the N8, but it is still a very smooth pen, which also is a wet writing pen. Of course, the Jinhao ink is a very wet, free-flowing ink. Unless you use a wetter ink in this pen, it can on occasion skip or have a little bit of a dry start, but once it has started writing, it is a very nice pen to use. And the final writing sample is with the Hongdian 5010. Which is an extraordinarily good writer for such a small, fine nib. That Jinhao ink is just a very free-flowing ink, which I like. I do not like a dry ink in any of my pens or any nib size. So that is my review of my Hongdian pens. The 5010, the A6 skeleton, and the N8 Maple Leaf. If you did not see my review of my Jinhao pens, I will put that link in the description box. And I hope you will stay tuned for part 3 of my wonderful world of Chinese fountain pens, in which I will review the Asvine P20. Thank you for watching.